Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to this week's reading. It's Louise here. You may have noticed I'm in a bit of a different room, slightly different background this week. My daughter and son came home to stay for the week, and so she was in the room that my daughter was in the room that I normally record in, and I just dropped them off to the airport this morning. And I thought about cleaning out the room, but then I was like, I might just sit down and do this in another room. So here I am. I'm actually on the floor at the moment, um, in my lounge room. But anyway, that's all good. Yeah, I thought I'd give myself some grace and, tidy up after this reading. And so last week's reading that you watched was actually pre-recorded the week before. So it's been 2 weeks for me sitting down and doing this. So since I've sat down to do this, so I'm kind of interested to see where this week's reading takes us. Yeah. Anyway, let me know how you've been and what's been happening for you. I read energetically, and so that's kind of where my readings go. I wanted to bring up, because I feel like it could be relevant to some, but maybe not. Maybe it's just a story that might touch your heart. But today, when I was sitting in the airport, I put my kids on the plane, and I was sitting there waiting for the plane to leave and take off. And this elderly gentleman sat down beside me, and yes, I'm someone who people naturally just come and talk to. And yeah, I was sitting there waiting for my children to go, and he asked a question, and then we got talking, and he sort of mentioned that he was having to fly overseas because his mother had just passed away. And so it really touched my heart, and I felt very sad for him. But I do tell you that this gentleman was very elderly. So his mother would have been of a really decent age as well, like really elderly. So that's not a bad innings at all. So that was, a positive. But I, while I don't know, do you find the same? Do you like that you may have been someone's brightness for the day, that you may have given someone something to feel better about a little bit? Because that's certainly me. And yeah, I hope that I was able to give him a little bit of peace in talking to me and a little bit of a smile inside, even though it was a very sad time for him. I hope that in some way I was able to brighten his day. And so I just wanted to bring it up because I really don't think we can underestimate what that can do for someone. As someone who's been through a lot of mental health issues over my time, I know that a smile from a stranger would sometimes change the way that I was feeling and help me have a better day. So maybe this is just a little reminder for you out there today that safely, of course, for us women, but if you feel called to just offer a kind smile to someone on your walk, or going about your errands today, or maybe someone drops something, you can help them pick it up, or hold a door open for someone, just smile and say hello. I always find that really helps. And so maybe that's just a little reminder. But I'm sure the people on my page don't need a reminder for that kind of thing. Because if you're anything like me, it just naturally comes. And yeah, I do kind of get offended when I hold the door open for people and they don't even say thank you. So anyway, let's get to this week's reading. So I just pulled out 3 cards. I pulled out one before I sat down, and if you know me, I like to pull out a few cards and then I'll talk about the reading. So the first one was Milk Thistle, Peaceful Warrior. And sorry, my phone's not really focusing. And the second one was Rosemary, Ancient Memory. No, I do remember last reading that I said that there was some ancient wisdom coming in. So that must still be a theme for this week. And Rue is protection. I'm going to say, like, straight off the bat, I know last week's reading there was meant to be a celebration coming in, and I have a feeling that something came in, but maybe it wasn't as big as what I thought it was going. Like, maybe it's a big thing, but it didn't come in a big way, and it may have been something that you may not have noticed. But I think looking back, you will know when this came in and that it was the start. And so my point being is, if that was you, I feel as though you may be feeling a little bit down, a little bit, oh, is this really working for me at the moment? Is things actually working out? And if that's true, I feel like staying off social media and things at the moment would be a very good idea. And protecting your energy would be a good idea. I feel like switching off from the mainstream content at the moment and protecting ourselves energetically is really important right now. I have noticed it, particularly in the last few days. And maybe this is just me, but I'm just speaking that the protection card also came out. So that's what's making me think it's not just me and it's the collective, that there has been an intense negative drive at the moment on social media. Every time I open social media, Facebook in particular, there is just like blasting negative. And I know this has always happened, but I've just really noticed, I feel like it's really ramped up in the last couple of days. Oh, sorry. Just dropped you there. Knocked you. I feel like that's really ramped up in the last few days, to the point where I've actually not been on social media, because every time I went into it, pardon me, confirmation, I know that it was just like, I was just like negative, like, and really negative, like the hooks wanting to drag me in negative. Like, it wasn't just negative contact, it was like content, I mean, not contact. It was negative, like things that I would be interested in, really trying to draw me in. So I really do feel like being proactive this week is really going to help you lean into your own ancient and inner knowledge and wisdom, and then bring that into your world. Okay, be the peaceful warrior. Okay, so you need to take care of your energy and your thoughts this week. And I really feel that. I feel like there's a huge negative push at the moment, and you need to cut off contact to that. And aside from my videos, okay, but no, I feel like you need to really monitor that at the moment. And if you're just seeing negativity, just take a break from it, move away, and do not engage, and do not read it, do not absorb it, because I feel like connecting back in with your own intuition, your own inner knowing, your own inner self is going to be the thing that leads you forward this week. And it's going to be so important this week. I really feel like it already is needed, and I feel like this week even more so. Like, this is an urgent thing. I feel like if you let go and just absorb this stuff, that is what the other side kind of wants, to drag us down more into the 3D. You have done all the hard work, okay, and you're starting to be rewarded, okay, for that hard work. All the good things are starting to come in. You may have seen some of it, but most of it you probably haven't seen yet, but you are being rewarded, okay? You may have noticed an easing of things and a trickle of some things, okay? And so when that happens, it's very easy, one, for us to sabotage that ourselves, and two, for the heavier side of things, the negative side of the universe, to really try and hold that and hold us in the place that we are being. But even if you just go on your own inner beliefs and fears, as soon as you start having good coming in, it's very easy to slip back into those old thought patterns and old ways of being, the old fears, and to really absorb into that. So this week, please, please, please protect all the hard work that you have done up until this point, and all the hard work that you have done for yourself, and all of the rewards that you are starting to see coming in. Please protect that this week, okay? I want you to really have that at the forefront of your mind this week. Every time you want to go on to social media, maybe have a detox from it this week. Don't. Just try and keep yourself off it as much as you can, and really tune into your own inner knowledge and your inner wisdom this week. And by doing that, you're going to be the peaceful warrior. You're going to be the one who leads the way for others. You're going to be the one that has those rewards that will keep flowing into you, okay? And keep making your life even better. And that's what you want. You want to protect your future this week, okay? And I can't get that across strongly enough, and I hope that you feel how strongly this is of a warning. I don't want to put any bad things into your mind, but I'm just saying, protect your energy so much this week. Protect yourself, protect your future, protect everything that you've worked for up until this point. Even if you're not seeing the rewards coming in, okay, it's even more important. Okay, don't let your mind slip and your fears come up that you are not good enough, you are not worthy enough, this isn't meant for you, you're never going to have a successful life, things aren't going to change. Okay, I don't want those thoughts to come in. I want you to release them and let them go, because they do not have a place in your future. That is the old you, that is not the new you, and you have worked so goddamn hard. Okay, so do not let those thoughts take over this week. That is my warning to you. Okay, now that I feel like I've done that, what else can we do? Let me see. I've just got the cards here on the floor with me, and I'll just see if there's any other messages coming through for this week. But yeah, protection is number one this week. Protection, protection, protection. Even me, like, I'm seeing videos about women going running and getting attacked and things here in Australia. So physically, mentally, everything, just protect yourself this week. Not to say anything bad's coming for you, but just, you know, protect what you've worked for. If you feel yourself slipping negatively, just cut off social media or whatever's making you friends, even if it's people in your life that are just talking gossip and you feel drained after you talk to them. Okay, try and cut them out this week. Just see how you feel without them around you as much as you can. Okay, so this one, the card that I pulled out is Trader. Exchange energy to create abundance. And I really like this card for some reason. I don't think I've ever seen this card come out. This isn't a deck I use all the time, and I don't think I've ever seen that card. I am seeing a lot of purple and pinks in the cards, and that came out to me in the first two. So that may be a color for you to really wear this week. I do believe in color healing and color therapy. And so maybe dive into the purples, the mauves, the pinks, okay? And see how you feel wearing those colors this week. What else is there? What does this Trader card? Exchange energy to create abundance. Okay, so we've got Direction Guardian, Choose Your Path, Earth Guardian, Stay Rooted and Grounded, and these all came out together. So I've had them out before, so I don't know whether they just got stuck together. Broken Arrow, Embrace the Energy of Peace. Yeah, I do feel this. I feel like to get to the future and to survive this week of intensity in energy coming towards us, that we're going to need to cultivate the world around us that we desire. So staying out of the negativity as much as we can and trading peace for more peace. So like I talked about in the beginning with my exchange with the older man today, and how I hope that I was able to give him a little bit of peace in his day. I feel like those situations may come in this week, and by being open and generous and kind-hearted to people, we will get that energy exchange back. And we're not doing it for that, obviously, but I do feel like generating those type of moments and allowing that to happen will bring in even more peace and abundance for you this week. So I think I'm hearing lifesaver. Like I feel as though, like I've talked about in the last few weeks, we are going to be leaders. Okay, if you're in my collective, you're here to lead and help others in the same way that you've had to learn to lead yourself. And I feel like I've talked about, we need to step back and honor ourselves and protect ourselves this week. Because if we're not in the light and we're falling into the darkness, then how are we ever meant to help anyone else come out of that as well? And I really feel like we're going to be called upon. People are going to need our help this week. People are going to need our positivity, our love, our kindness, our empathy, our peace. Okay, they're going to need a little bit of that this week in order to help themselves. So I feel like you're going to be really called on this week to lead the way. So to lead the way with yourself and protect and honor your own feelings and intuition and energy. And then it's not going to be a huge task and taxing on you. I don't feel like it. Like that exchange for me today was really easy. It was not taxing. It was not hard. It was not forced. It was not really long and cumbersome. Like it was just a little tiny exchange that felt barely anything to me. And I just walked away hoping that I had imparted some peace into his world. So I feel like it's going to be that. So don't be afraid that you're going to be called on to do big acts of service. It's not that this week. It is little tiny acts of service that feel like they're insignificant, that are actually going to be really significant to someone else this week. And it's really, embrace the energy of peace. I actually put that face down, can't talk, sorry. But that's what it is. It's about turning away from the darkness and the shadows this week and those limiting beliefs and thoughts, turning inward and towards the light within ourselves, and then we're able to offer that and help others in that. Okay, we're going to be able to trade our little bit of knowledge, wisdom, peace, energy, and help someone else this week. And I feel like it is super, super important this week, because the masses are, if we're feeling the energy and the heaviness around us, and I'm going on to social media and all I'm seeing is really negative stuff being thrown at me, and I'm having to turn it off and walk away, how is someone else feeling that has not had the self-reflection and the energy work within themselves? How are they feeling being bombarded by all of this at the moment? They are just going to lay on the couch and not do anything this week, I would say. Like they're going to get really depressed. And so I feel like if we're not really handling it, how is anyone else going to handle it this week? So I hope that makes sense. I feel like that's really, really important this week, that we stay true to ourselves, we honor ourselves, we protect our energy, we protect all the things that we've worked for, our light, okay, our love, our peace. And then then by doing that, we're able to help someone else this week. Stay rooted and grounded, okay, in your truth, in your ancient memory, your ancient inner wisdom and knowing, and be the peaceful warrior that this world needs this week. I'm not talking about big acts of service, risking your life or anything like that. This is going to be what seems like an insignificant offering, but it's not going to be. Like I said, it could just be smiling at someone, opening the door for someone, helping shout someone a coffee, all those little things. Yeah, I feel like that's the message for this week. Be mindful of where your energy is this week. Anything else? Sorry, I'm just thinking, is there anything else? No. Just be mindful of your energy. Stay true to you. Stay true to your inner wisdom. Protect yourself as much as you can this week. Just be really mindful of where your thoughts are, what you're viewing, what you're consuming, because it does affect you. And you do not have to be on social media. Like, if it is not a positive experience, then switch it off. And I'll just do a little plug here, but there is a new platform opening up for social media. I do not get anything from this. I am on there, and I will be offering my courses on this platform. It's the social media platform, and it's going to rival the big FB. And I know the person directly behind this who has been working on it for well over a decade, and it is called High Vibration City. And it is for all of us that want to be on social media, but in a high vibrating energy, and not be targeted and brought down by all this mass negativity. So if that sounds like you, come and find me over on High Vibration City. Just look that up in the website. I'll post the link below. Rebecca is a truly heart-centered person, and I know that she is honest, and she is doing this for all the right reasons, and it is her calling in this life. And I'm honored to be a part of it. I do not receive any commissions or anything from being there or promoting it. But for those of us in the audience, like, it is just still getting started. Okay, so at the moment it's only on like a desktop view. She is working really hard on the app, and it's very, very close to launching. And once that launches, I feel like it's going to take off. But if you want to be surrounded by people that are higher vibrating and connect with them, and go to this social media that it's going to be in a positive way, like that's going to fill your life with peace and light and good people. Good vibrating people like me, hopefully. So you can come over and join. Follow the links. I highly recommend. It's just taking off right now, so you'll be some of the first people on there, and you get to claim that right, I guess, like to everyone. But I do feel like this will be the place. In my spiritual self, I do feel that, and I'm honored to be a part of it, be on there taking a course very soon, my own work. This is no one else's work. It'll be my work on there. So I want, if you want to connect with me over there, come and find me, Louise Mundy, like same name as here, because that is my name. I would come and say hi and say that you came from this video. I would love that. Leave me a comment, send me a message, join up. So right now it just looks like a web page. You go in, log in, join up. But then once you're in there, you'll see it's very similar to FB, I'm going to say. Like I said, just getting started right now. The app's about to launch, and it's about to kick off big time. I can feel it. So head over there and find me there. Okay. I'm just going to ground for a second. Okay. So I just needed to take a second and come back to earth and take a sip of water. So if you are ready to do the healing, then please stay. This healing is only very quick, but it will help you on your week ahead. If you can't stay, you can set a notification and come back and watch it later on. I think this just really helps integrate all that you need for the next week. I really do think it helps. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. I'm sitting on the floor, so the dust. Anyway, I feel like this week we really need some peace and some groundedness. So let's get into that. Taking a deep breath. And just letting all of the day that's taken you to this moment to get here out. And if you can't close your eyes, that is completely okay. I do close my eyes sometimes as I'm doing this, as I imagine and see things that are happening. So don't be freaked out if I close my eyes. You can totally keep your eyes open, or you can close them depending on what you're doing and where you are. Hopefully you're sitting at least. And listening to this and relaxing. So another deep breath in. And out. And another in. And out. Good. So I'm just being guided to ask you to put your hand on your heart today. So every week is a little bit different in what comes through. I actively channel and use my intuition for where we go with this healing. So just putting your hand on your heart. Now you might feel some warmth or some heaviness in your heart space, and that's okay. We're not judging what we're feeling. We're just feeling what we're feeling, acknowledging it. Just feeling what's there, visualizing, seeing, hearing, intending, smelling. Anything that comes to you, just notice it. And we're just breathing in and out of our heart space, just allowing the breath to carry through our body, just in and out. If you're feeling any constriction within your heart space, any resistance, tightness, like you can't breathe, I want you to just notice that. But then as you breathe, you can imagine or feel or sense that as you breathe, you kind of loosen that grip of that heaviness. That heaviness starts to break up. It starts to fall apart. The fibers get more and more distance between them. They get weaker. Whatever is constricting your heart is losing its grip right now. Every breath you take is loosening that grip even more, until eventually you feel free of it and you can take the biggest deep breath that you have ever taken. Keep breathing until you can feel that lightness and that breath coming in for you. And I'll just sit here for a moment because it may take some people longer than others, and that's okay. And if you have released that heaviness and constriction, then just continue to breathe and imagine, you can imagine pink healing energy going around your heart, or you can imagine, or do both, sparkly, shiny golden light surrounding your heart space. So whatever you are doing right now, just focus on either releasing the constriction or adding the lightness in, with your heart, hands still on your heart. And just continue to do this for another minute more. I'm just looking at the card that I pulled on the trader, and he has his hand over his heart too. And I feel like he's giving us some peace. So this is you as well, giving yourself some peace right now. Receiving peace from God, the universe, Spirit, those that love you. And then being able to return and give that peace to others around you as well. Okay, my loves, I'm feeling like that is the end to our little process today, our little healing of ourselves and accepting the help that we are given by the universe to help heal ourselves as well. So I want to send you some love and some thanks for being here and watching, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, please like, comment, subscribe. Every little bit helps me reach more and more people, and I really do thank and appreciate everyone that is here and watching. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Have an amazing week, everyone, and yeah, see you next week. Bye.